All right, join me on page 450 in your science textbook. Follow along. How are textiles produced? A textile is any type of fabric, especially one made by weaving or knitting fibers together. Besides clothing, textiles are used for furniture, upholstery, parachutes, sails, flags, rugs, tents, towels, and other things. The art of making textiles can be traced far back into history. Fibers dating back to about 1500 BC have been found in caves in France. Textiles can be made from a variety of materials, many of which are natural resources. Some textiles are made from animal products. For example, wool comes from sheep's coats, and cashmere and mohair come from goat hair. Angora comes from Angora rabbits. Silk is actually the fiber that silkworms leave to make cocoons. Plants such as flax, cotton, grass, and jute provide raw materials for other textiles. Even some minerals are used to make metallic fibers and threads. Synthetic textile fibers are made from crude oil and natural gas, two fossil fuels. These fibers include nylon, polyester, acrylic, and olefin, which is used to make clothing, carpets, and furniture. Nylon is very strong and easy to care for. Its uses include hosiery, clothing, and fire hoses. Moving on to page 451. The concept, reduce, reuse, and recycle, also applies to the textile industry. People often donate clothing items to community organizations for use by others. Clothing can be recycled too. Rubber from the soles of sneakers can be ground up and used for rubber matting on gym floors. Other parts of the shoe, such as the foam padding and fabric, can also be recycled. Choosing textiles made from natural resources helps the environment as well. Organic cotton growers, for example, use significantly fewer chemical fertilizers than traditional growers. Some clothing can be made from recycled plastic, which reduces the use of raw materials. Fleece pullovers, for example, can be made from old plastic bottles. Synthetic fleece is made from polyester, and polyester is spun plastic. Plastics also become fibers for carpets and other textiles. Turning the page to page 452. How are natural resources used for shelter? Shelter is one of the basic needs of every living thing. People use many resources to build homes. In some areas of the world, these resources may include sod, animal skins, adobe, wood, rock, and bricks made of mud. Most houses built today use a wide variety of natural resources. Where would you begin if you were to build a shelter? Ideally, houses should have a strong foundation to support the weight of the entire structure. Concrete is often used for this purpose. Concrete is a mixture of sand, gravel, and pebbles in a binding material such as a mortar. Sometimes steel rods are put into the foundation to reinforce it. Stone is another good choice for a foundation. After the foundation is set, the next step is to frame the house. Wood frame construction is commonly used for residential buildings in suburban and rural areas. The wood beams are put together with nails made of a hard metal such as steel. Taller buildings must be framed with materials such as steel. To ensure that the house remains waterproof, shingles are attached to the roof. Roof shingles are made of different materials, but a common type is made from asphalt. Asphalt is made from petroleum. Continuing on page 453, covering the exterior. Next, exterior windows and doors are installed. Windows are made of glass. The main ingredient in glass is silicate sand, which is made of fine particles of weathered rock. Doors are often a combination of glass, steel, and wood. Houses today are usually wrapped in moisture and air-resistant materials. Synthetic fibers, such as polyurethane, are used to make these protective coverings. Polyurethane is derived from natural gas or oil. The next step is to cover the exterior of the house with a material commonly known as siding. Materials such as wood, stone, brick, and vinyl are options for siding. Wiring and plumbing are installed inside the house. Electric wires must be insulated with plastic or rubber materials for safety. Pipes made from very strong plastics as well as copper are used for plumbing. Walls are often covered with drywall, which is made from the mineral gypsum. Finally, the house is painted. Many paints are made from petroleum products. Continuing on page 454. How are fuel resources used for transportation? Fossil fuels are used for many purposes. Oil can be made into textiles and plastics. Oil is also used for heating homes and producing electricity. Most oil, however, is used for transportation. Oil is refined into gasoline, which powers many cars, trucks, and buses. Californians pump about 153 million or 40 million gallons of gasoline into their vehicles each day. California ranks first in gasoline consumption in the United States. Burning fossil fuels releases smoke, gases, and other byproducts. These substances pollute the environment and can cause serious health problems. Possible solutions to this problem are to conserve energy so that it will last longer and to search for other sources of energy. Scientists and engineers are working on both options. Alternative fuels are not made from oil, and they burn more cleanly than oil does. Today, such alternatives include ethanol, methanol, natural gas, propane, and electricity. Currently, however, many of these products are not efficient enough to warrant everyday use. Hybrid vehicles combine two or more sources of power, usually gasoline and electricity. Because they use less fuel than traditional vehicles and emit less pollution, these vehicles are becoming increasingly popular. Some hybrid models can travel about 660 miles on a 12-gallon tank of gas. All right, thanks for following along. Continue on your science lesson.